Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys, who today are taking on my beloved assistant Rosianna's beloved West Ham United Football Club. There is very little in this world that Rosianna loves more than West Ham. You can find her work, by the way, at youtube.com/Rosianna. One of the first nerd fighters, one of the first readers of my novel, Looking for Alaska. The first reader, the first young reader anyway, of The Fault in Our Stars, and a dear friend of mine. She's a nice person, and I know she's watching this video. Rosianna, I apologize in advance for the spanking that I'm about to give the club that you love. They are going to suffer, they are going to weep, but their tears, fortunately for them, will be invisible because in a stunning turn of events, it is raining in England. Deanie and Dicko are starting up front today. Today's topic is another Project for Awesome topic. People donated to the Project for Awesome to be able to pick topics of Wimbly Wombly videos. By the way, you can suggest topics in comments. There we are, 7th in the league, 17 points, only 4 points behind first place. It's been a stunning start to the season for AFC Wimbledon. We thought that we would be there near the bottom of the table, but instead we are in 7th. It's been a beautiful thing. We're just hoping that we can keep that train rolling. Anyway, today's topic comes from Andrea, or possibly Andrea, or possibly Andrea. I apologize, Andrea, or Andrea, or Andrea. I don't know. I think I'm out of possible pronunciations. It's about the importance of science literacy and the lack of it in the U.S. And the need for greater representation in science. Both really interesting topics. And she says, I know that's more of a Hank topic, but it's really important to me. Well, that actually brings up the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh, my God. Obviously, I didn't want to pass it out of bounds. I expected there to be a person there. Andrea or Andrea. Which is that, like, we think of ourselves as, like, science people or humanities people, and in a way, like, Hank and I make, oh, God. Oh, a Monqua. Oh, he's allergic to grass, but he's not allergic to making saves. Hank and I make this work worse in some ways by, like, me being the humanities person on Crash Course and Hank being the science person. But, like, we tend to think that there are two kinds of people, science people and humanities people. And I think this is part of the problem with science literacy and also with science representation because, I think a lot of young women are told, and other people as well are told that, like, oh, at a very early age, like, oh, you're a science person, but more likely they're told, you're a humanities person. You're supposed to like languages and princesses and mythology and what a great steal! It's frustrating. And then he was still making tackles in the box like a boss. I think like one of the problems with science, with representation in science, is that young women are too often told that they aren't science type people when they're in like 3rd grade, and that sets a course for the rest of their professional lives. And I know that, like, I was told that I was not a science person. I was told, my writing was always encouraged by my teachers, and that felt really good to me, because, like, I wasn't popular, but I also wasn't a very good student. And so if there was something that I was good at or that they were encouraging, then it felt really good to me. Now, looking back, like, I read the stories that I was writing in oh my God, obviously, I don't want to pass it out of bounds. From like 3rd grade through the end of high school, and, like, they weren't that good. I went to high school with a really good writer, Daniel Alarcon, who now is a very famous and successful novelist. And, like, I know the difference between a good high school writer and a poor one, and I was not a good one. But I think my teachers encouraged me because they sensed my passion, and B, like, I seemed probably more engaged in that stuff. But I think part of the reason I was more engaged in it is because I'd been told that I was good at it, in a way that I hadn't been told that I was good at oh my God. We just are not passing well. It's not crisp. I'm going to give the guys a talking to. Hold on. I'm just screaming, and resume match. Okay. So I think we tend to draw this bright line between the sciences and the humanities, especially in the way we teach those topics. Like, when you're in science class, you very rarely talk about fiction, and when you're in literature class, you very rarely talk about science. But in fact, like, of course, there's crossover, because what it's really, all of this stuff is about, like, thinking about what it is to be human and what our place in the universe is. Those are science questions and religion questions and philosophy questions and everything else questions. They are, and so if the questions aren't separate, and the ways that we inquire about those questions or we pursue understanding of those questions, those aren't really separate either. I mean, yes, there is a difference between, you know, physics and Ulysses by James Joyce, like obviously, but I don't think there's quite the bright line that we like to draw. There's a lot of fiction that involves mathematics, so there's a lot of and there's a beauty and there's even a language to math that I never really understood until I was out of school. And Daniel Biss, my friend and Brotherhood 2.0's resident mathematician, now a state senator in Illinois, started to explain stuff to me about calculus and about like limits and all of that stuff that I'd never really learned in school because I'd been told that I wasn't a math person, and I decided that I hated math, and so I didn't take calculus. I took finite mathematics, and then I didn't pay attention in class. And I could have learned that stuff. I know I could have learned it because I eventually did learn it. I learned it as an adult, but I didn't because I wasn't doing a good job of paying attention. The second part of this question is about kind of the lack of science literacy. I like that phrase a lot, science literacy, because we emphasize literacy. It's a huge part of our lives, right? To be able to take these scratches on a page that is written language and turn it into ideas in our brain. Like that's a huge part of being a successful person. And when we measure the success of governments and the successes of different educational interventions, we always look at literacy. And science literacy is its own kind of literacy. It's really important to understand the scientific method. It's really important to understand the many gifts that the scientific method has given us. And you don't get that you're not born knowing that, right? Like, you're not born understanding that science that science works, and B, like how it works. And so it is a kind of language, like being able to understand, what experiments show or don't show, being able to understand how you test a theory, and then in a larger sense, like being able to understand like what that has. Oh my gosh! Why would you stop running at the ball? What that shows you about what we've learned about the world, and why we know it. Like it's really, really difficult to discuss the world with people who have a fundamentally different view about the value of science than you do. As I'm sure we've all experienced that. But like I, in the same way that I believe in literacy, like I believe that it is, lots of people over the years have said that the vast majority of people don't need to be literate, and that like literacy is, there was a big thing for many centuries, that like the common people didn't need to read. I believe that the world has gotten a lot better since the common people started reading, and I think the world would be a lot better if we improved science literacy as well, and emphasized it in the same way that we emphasize reading and writing kinds of literacy. Yeah, I do think it's it has to be, and it's Dicko. No, it's Deanie. It's Deanie. Oh, who? I'm sorry. Who was it? It was Deanie. Who? Deanie. Who? Deanie. Oh, Deanie. God. He goes out, he gets drunk. Sorry, Meredith just had to pull she had to do the thing where she has to pull out the ear. What is that thing called? Earbud, yes. Every time someone says earbud, I think about the wonderful, wonderful film Air Bud. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie, but it's about a golden retriever who begins a career in basketball. It's a wonderful film. And I'm so grateful to the word earbud for reminding me of the existence of Air Bud. Come on! Oh, God. This is the problem with Dini getting drunk is that sometimes he sort of runs around in circles. But yeah, no, I mean, what I admire about Dini is that he's not afraid to like go out, have himself a pretty intense party, and then wake up the next morning and score a goal for his beloved Wimbly Womblys. There are times when I doubt Dini's conviction, when I doubt his seriousness about the game, but like his way of looking at the world is just different from my way of looking at the world, and if we can't find ways to be inclusive of, oh God, pass it out of the back like the Wimbly Womblys do. Good job, boys. Good job. That's a bad tackle. That was a dirty, bad, dangerous tackle. There, pass it out of the back like a Wimbly Wombly would. Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. It's Dini. Nope, it's not Dini anymore. Nope. Oh, that should have been better than it was. You know who scores there 10 times out of 10? I hate to say it, but it's true. Ball John Green. Ball John Green is just too big and powerful. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, we got to track back. This is dangerous. Rosiana's West Ham is playing with some courage. I don't like to see it. Wait for it. There we go. Wait. Pack. Yes. Nope. I tried to make a move there. I tried to be Mr. Smarty Pants, and I probably should have just played directly. So, yeah, it is really important, and, I have to say I've learned so much from Hank's crash courses. I know that sounds oh, no! Amankwa! No! Ugh! Giving up a goal in the 90th minute is exactly the kind of thing that we can't be doing. We can't do that. It's an unacceptable outcome. Dang it. Frick burgers. We got to find a way to win this game. We got to find a way to win this game. Dicko wants to win it. Dicko wants to win it. Dicko! Dang it. Amankwa, do not celebrate. No. It's amazing to me what he's been able to do with his grass allergy. Oh, my gosh, look at that. Look at that. He's got a nice chest. I do like it when it rains. Things got weird at the end here. Anyway, yeah. All right. We tied. I'm sorry. Best wishes.